Hi there, my name is Fernando Ramirez, and I am a border hopping, job stealing, disease carrying, marriage saying destroying faggot. Now, please take a second and look at me and tell me whether you think that's who I really am. Have a clear idea of who I am just by looking at me? Let me tell you, that idea that you have painted in your head now is completely wrong because that's not who I am. The words I used to describe myself at the beginning are incorrect, but those are words I've heard from the very start of me going to elementary school up until now. And now it is my turn to really tell you who I am. And I will start by saying that I was born April 2, 1993 in Mexico City, and I immigrated to this country at the age of 1. This is my home. I know nothing else. Yet day by day that goes on, I become more American and not enough Mexican. If I were to go back to Mexico City to visit family, I'd be turned away because I am no longer Mexican. I do not know what the culture, my history, or anything related to the Mexican country is. Therefore, I'd be turned away and not accepted. Here, I'm not seen American enough. Why? Because of the color of my skin. Why does the color of my skin have to determine who I am, who I can be, or what I will be in the end? I am the first in my family to pursue higher education. It is a big step and a big accomplishment to say that I am now a year away from graduating with my bachelor degree. It hasn't come easy to me though. And through this class, I have come to accept many parts of my life and embrace them to be part of my identity. One of those parts is my addiction. You may look at me and say, what addiction? He doesn't look like an addict in any shape, way, or form. And true, I don't. That is something that I told myself for an entire year straight. When I moved to Reno, Nevada at the age of 18, I experienced freedom. The ability to truly explore who I was, because no longer was I confined to being that child who walked that straight line because his parents were right behind him. That child who had to push down his feelings, not just for other men or his thoughts or anything of the sort, but just his feelings, his ideas that didn't fit within the norm of the Mexican society or the norm of what a Mexican male should have been. I quickly began to indulge in partying, meeting people, whether they were women or men, because I wanted to experience, become someone else, become someone new, explore what my identity was, and that quickly became from a great experience to a terrible experience. I became an addict, not only with alcohol, but also with marijuana. Two substances that you might say, oh, they're easy to quit, but they're not. And it has taken me a while to accept that I'm an addict, now in recovery for part of it. I drink every now and then, but I can still say that I am an addict in recovery with marijuana because I haven't used in over 3 years. That is part of my identity. Now let's move on to my other portion of my identity, an identity that my family constantly fights for me to suppress. The portion of my life that makes me happy. It makes me live, and it gives me a reason to wake up in the mornings and not hate myself. And that is me being gay. My family says that they accept me for who I am, but they don't. They want me to hide who I am from my family, from my grandparents, from friends, from their friends, because they're afraid of what they might say. But are they afraid of what might happen to me if I continue hiding and don't embrace that portion of my identity? I will tell you what happens. Many teens like myself, during that coming of age stage, face a lot of depression, denial, and definitely a constant need to end the pain. I'm a survivor And it's hard to say. Why? Because I would have never thought I would have gotten to that point or needed to include that in my identity or as to who I am. I've attempted to commit suicide twice. Thankfully, I failed, because now I am here to tell you that when you say to somebody who is gay, lesbian, transgender, or any person who falls under the LGBTQ umbrella, that it'll be okay, or that you may not accept them, or you may not tolerate their lifestyle, but more power to them, it does nothing for them. If anything, it just brings them down, because they get to walk around knowing that somebody else who pretends to like them, who pretends to be okay with them, is just harboring hate within their heart and within their minds. I am a survivor. I'm a recovering addict. And I am also an educated man who is here and granted permission to study and work under DACA. Let me tell you what DACA is. DACA isn't what everyone perceives it to be. DACA is something hurtful. Hurtful why? Because at all times, I have to constantly be thinking about what is to come. When that renewal period for my permit comes around, I have to fear whether it's going to be revoked or whether it's going to be accepted. It's 3 months of pain and agony that I have to sit in the dark and wonder when that letter that comes in the mail is going to tell me that I am no longer eligible for that, and that I have to pack my bags and return to Mexico City, a city which I've never been to in the past 21 years. So please tell me, am I still to you a border hopping, job stealing, disease carrying, marriage sanity destroying faggot? I'm not. I'm nothing close to that. I'm a survivor. I'm a fighter. I'm an educated man. I am more than what meets the eye. Please do not limit people to just superficial classifications when it comes to identity. Take a minute to find out who they are, what makes them, what is under the surface, and what drives them day by day.